Listen up. I'm about to blow up everything you think you know about losing weight. I lost 40 pounds at 40 years old, and I'm about to give you the exact 7-step method that made it all happen. But wait, before my young viewers start thinking, this doesn't apply to me. Oh, honey, you are not off the hook. These same 7 steps helped me lose over 100 pounds in my early 20s. That's right. I've got receipts. This method works whether you're 22, 42, or 62. But first, let me tell you what this is not. This is not about eating 1,200 calories and being hangry all day. This is not about spending 2 hours at the gym. And this is not about cutting out every food that brings you joy and living life like a sad monk. Even though some monks is happy, I know. I'm Dr. Nina, your mind-body transformation specialist. Self-appointed, of course. And honey, I need y'all to wake up. The diet industry has been lying to all of us. They want you to think that losing weight, especially after 40, is impossible. That your metabolism just breaks. And that you're destined to just accept weight gain. And for my youngins, they want you to believe that you need to destroy your body with extreme measures while you're young. Bull crap. Or another 4-letter word.
Dr. Nina. The girl next door, beautiful brown baby doll.
I lost 100 pounds in my 20s, 40 pounds in my 40s, eating more food than I ever was before, working out less than I thought I needed to, and actually enjoying my life, right? Because that's what it's all about. Especially in this economy and the craziness we got, baby, we need enjoyment. Now, before we dive in, if this resonates with you, do me a huge favor and smash that like button. It's free. Drop a comment letting me know your age and your biggest weight loss struggle. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you're in the know every time I upload. Remember, the Now That's Life podcast is back with season 2. We also got a brand new website with more than enough gifts for all of you. And my transformation essentials, they can be found in my LTK, and they affordable, boo. Check the description for everything. Now, if you're ready to stop making excuses and start making changes, let's go. Let me keep it 100 with y'all. Life came at me fast between the age of 38 and 40. Picture this. I got married at 38, got promoted to full professor, and I had been stressing myself with the pressure, and delivered my whole little human hunter at 40. Baby, my life went through more changes in 2 years than most people go through in a decade. Between the wedding planning stress, the academic pressures, and then pregnancy, breastfeeding, and new mom life, my body was like, girl, my jeans didn't fit even if I sucked in. My energy was in the toilet, and I was looking in the mirror thinking, is this what I gotta look like now? And the worst part is just everybody telling me that this is just what happens after you have a baby or after you turn 40. Your body will never be the same, just accept it. I don't know who y'all talking about. I'm a licensed clinical psychologist. And because of that, I know that our beliefs create our reality. And I was not about to accept that my best days were behind me. But here's what really made me mad, y'all. I tried everything that the experts told me to do. Hour-long cardio sessions during my free time, eating tiny portions while breastfeeding, following complicated meal plans that required a PhD in order to understand. And you want to know what happened? I actually gained more weight. I was tired, cranky, and plus my family and my poor husband was probably ready to ship me off to an island, not Epstein's, by myself no less, because I was pretty miserable. That's when I realized the problem wasn't me, it was the method. So I threw out everything I thought I knew and started from scratch. Before you start any new exercise or eating plan, check with your doctor first. Get some blood tests run. Know what your nutritional needs are. Your health journey needs to be right for your body and your needs. Step number 1 is I made protein my ride or die. Before I figured out how much protein I actually needed, I did something that most people skip. I got my blood panels done. Y'all, you can't fix what you don't measure. Thyroid function, hormone levels, vitamin D, B12, iron, insulin markers. If your hormones are out of whack, if you're deficient in certain nutrients, and if your thyroid is sluggish, all the protein in the world is not going to fix the underlying issue. I've shared this with y'all before, but I was deficient in vitamin D. My iron was a little bit borderline, and my hormones were just doing whatever they wanted after pregnancy. No wonder I was exhausted, struggling, and cranky. When I was breastfeeding, I loved in the morning a piece of toast, some peanut butter, some honey, as well as some bananas. But child, please, that was not a protein breakfast. I was setting myself up for failure early in the morning. But here's that science that's gonna blow your mind. Protein has the highest thermic effect of all macronutrients. That means that your body burns more calories just digesting protein than it does carbs and fat. When you eat 30 grams of protein at breakfast, your body releases hormones that literally tell your brain, girl, we are good. We don't need to be hunting for snacks all day. So I started every single day with at least 30 grams of protein. For some of us, that's about 4 eggs, or a big protein smoothie, one of my faves. Greek yogurt with protein powder mixed in, or Greek yogurt with a low carb or keto granola. quinoa, tofu, or whatever works for your taste buds. And if you are intermittent fasting like I started in January, then break your fast with one of those if you like. Within a week, I had more stable energy than I'd had in years. So here's your homework. Get those blood panels done first, then track your protein for about 3 days. Most of us are not eating as much protein as we think we are. Download a simple app like Lose It, track it, and see where you really stand. The truth might shock you. Now, speaking of getting your body to work with you instead of against you, let me tell y'all about something that's been a game changer for my overall health journey. This video was sponsored by Azo, and I want to talk about their Complete Feminine Balance Daily Probiotic. Because when I was going through my transformation, I mentioned this several times to y'all, I realized that gut health and feminine health are so connected to everything else. Y'all, nobody talks about this, but when your body is going through changes, whether it's stress from a new job, having a baby, or just life being life, sometimes things get out of balance down there. And that can just affect everything. Your energy, your mood, even how your body is processing the healthy foods that you're eating. The Azo Complete Feminine Balance Daily Probiotic, it helps to restore the natural balance of good bacteria. And also yeast, with their clinically proven IntelliFlora blend, is specifically designed to maintain a healthy pH. And child, when that's balanced, you feel so much better overall. Now, I'm not trying to talk like I'm on a commercial or nothing, but I do be skipping through the lilies when I feel much better. What I love about this is that it's working from the inside out, just like everything else that we're talking about today. You can't out-exercise or out-diet an imbalanced system. When your body's foundation is solid, everything else, the protein absorption, the energy levels, the whole transformation, baby, it just works better. I take it every day as a part of my early routine, right alongside focusing on getting that protein in. It's clinically shown to work in 7 days, and it helps to maintain that healthy balance so that I can focus on the other healthy habits that I'm working to build daily. Because here's the thing, transformation isn't just about what you see on the outside. It's about getting your whole system working optimally so that every healthy choice that you're making actually sticks and gives you the results that you're working for. So make sure you're supporting your transformation from the inside out, restoring that natural balance with the clinically proven IntelliFlora blend. And this is available at your local pharmacy. Step number 2 is that I've learned to consume more food while eating less calories. And I know y'all looking at me like, but how? This is where the real magic happens. If you're thinking that real weight loss happens when you're hungry all the time, then you've been lied to. I was eating bigger portions at 40 than I was at 30, but the composition of my meals completely changed. Here's the secret sauce. I filled half my plate with non-starchy vegetables, not just steamed broccoli, even though I do love it. I'm talking roasted Brussels sprouts with garlic, sauteed bell peppers with onions, massive salads with every color of the rainbow, and others. Vegetables are what I call volume foods. They take up a lot of space on your plate and in your stomach, but they're relatively low in calories, so you winning. So your brain sees this huge plate of food and is thinking, yes, we're being taken care of. Plus, all the fiber keeps you full for hours and helps with things like, let's just say, keeping the moves smooth down below. And when your digestive system is happy, your whole body functions better. The other quarter of my plate is usually lean protein. We've already talked about why that's crucial. The final quarter is usually some complex carbohydrate. Sweet potatoes, quinoa, brown rice, things that give me sustained energy without the crash. But here's what blew my mind. I was eating twice the volume of food than I was before, but eating 300 to 400 calories less per meal. The math wasn't mathing until I realized that all calories are not created equal. Your body has to work harder to digest whole foods than it does processed foods. So you're literally burning more calories by eating real food. Step 3 is I work with my crazy life instead of against it. Y'all, I was trying to follow these crazy rigid plans that assumed that I had some personal chef and that I lived in a bubble. Eat every 3 hours, meal prep for 4 hours on Sunday. Work out at 5 a.m. every day. Heck no. Honey, I have a life. I've got clients to see, content to create, a family to take care of, and a marriage to nurture. I don't always have the time to be weighing out 4 ounces of chicken and counting out 20 almonds perfectly. So I created what I call flexible framework eating. And this is where my psychology background comes in handy. I'm gonna give you the tea, okay? Instead of rigid meal times, I eat when I'm actually hungry. So 16/8 intermittent fasting works well for me. I ain't usually that hungry in the morning. I think I told myself I was because it's nice to roll out of bed and get something to eat. And instead of the complicated recipes, I have 5 to 7 simple meals that I can prepare in less than 20 minutes. And instead of perfect portions, yes, I keep my little scale around, but I also use my hand as a measuring tool. Palm-sized protein, fist-sized vegetables, cupped hand-sized carbs, and thumb-sized healthy fats. Boom. I also started what I call lazy meal prep. Instead of spending my entire Sunday cooking, I'd spend 20 minutes roasting a big pan of vegetables, cooking a big batch of proteins, and washing and chopping fresh vegetables and fruits for the week. Then during the week, I play mix and match. It's kind of fun. Roasted vegetables, grilled chicken, quinoa, brown rice, or whatever I want to have with it. And I might have the same vegetables with a salad and salmon the next day, and the same protein in a wrap for lunch. This meant that I could stick with my plan even when life gets crazy, which, let's be real, it's going to happen every day. Step number 4, and this one makes it all stick. I built systems that could survive real life. Motivation is great, but motivation is also a liar. Yes, I said it. Motivation shows up when you're feeling good, when everything's going perfect, when you've had enough sleep and your stress is low. But what about Tuesday? What about when your kids are sick, or your boss is demanding, your car breaks down, and you haven't slept more than 4 hours in 3 days? That's when you need systems. So I created what I call disaster-proof systems. Simple habits that I can maintain even when life is falling apart. System 1, I always keep emergency protein on my person, in my bag or in my car, whatever works, or even in my office. Protein bars, shakes, hard-boiled egg, nuts, something that's going to prevent me from rolling my butt through a drive-thru when I'm feeling like I'm starving. System 2 is my bare minimum workout. I can do it in 10 minutes in my living room. No equipment, no excuses. Or minimal equipment. Just something to keep the habits alive even on my worst days. System 3, I plan for obstacles. What would I eat at a restaurant? Nowadays, you can Google menus. What do I do when I'm traveling? What is my backup plan for when my backup fails? System 4 is I build accountability that doesn't depend on other people. I track my habits in a simple app like Lose It. I take progress photos and videos, and I write down how I feel every day. But here's the most important system. I gave myself permission to be imperfect. I follow my plans 80% of the time, but 20% of the time I just live life. This means I can enjoy birthday cake, have wine with my friends, and take rest when I truly need it, all without derailing my progress. Step number 5 is that I had to fix my mind before my body could follow. Y'all, I spent a while thinking that I was broken or that my metabolism was damaged, that losing weight after hitting 40 was impossible. And guess what? My body delivered exactly what my mind believed. I was telling myself stuff like, I don't have willpower. I always give up. I'm too old for this. Now I got a kid. I've tried everything. Nothing works. And every time I said those things, I was programming myself for failure. See, how you gonna believe that you can transform when you don't believe that you can transform? So I had to reprogram my internal dialogue. Instead of, I don't have willpower, it became, I'm learning to make better choices. Instead of, I always give up, it became, I'm building resilience one day at a time. But the biggest shift was in changing my identity. Instead of seeing myself as someone trying to lose weight, I started seeing myself as someone who takes care of her body. That one shift changed it all. When you see yourself as someone who takes care of her body, it's natural to choose grilled chicken over fried chicken most of the time. It becomes natural to take the stairs. It becomes natural to drink water instead of soda. I had to learn self-compassion. When I had a day where I didn't eat perfectly or I didn't work out, instead of beating myself up or giving up, I asked myself, what would I tell my best friend in this situation? And I started celebrating all my progress, not just the scale. Look, I was getting more energy, better sleep, clothes fitting better, feeling stronger. All of that mattered more than a number. This ties directly into my boundary setting workbook. I had to set boundaries with diet culture, with that negative self-talk, and with people who tried to sabotage my progress. Check that out if you want to dive deeper into this mental work. Step number 6 is that I completely flipped my exercise approach. And honey, this is where everything clicked for me. Look, I used to be a cardio queen. If I wasn't sweating buckets on a treadmill somewhere, it wasn't working. I was doing workouts that left me tired and ravenous. And at one point, I was actually gaining weight while doing that because I'd finish these brutal cardio sessions and then eat everything in sight because I thought I could and because I was depleted. That's when I discovered the magic of strength training again. It changed my life. Lifting weights 3 times a week, about 45 minutes. And I promise y'all, the fat literally started to melt off my body. Here's the science. Muscle tissue burns more calories at rest than fat. So the more muscle that you build, the more calories you burn just sitting on your couch watching Netflix. I'm not talking about becoming a bodybuilder. I'm talking about the basic movements. Squats, lunges, push-ups, rows. Things that make you feel stronger instead of exhausted. And even when I was heavier, I started doing this again and I realized why it works. Instead of hour-long death marches on the treadmill, 20 to 30-minute walks every day or even sometime on my stepper or my walking pad. Sometimes with the podcast, sometimes with music, and sometimes sometimes just enjoying the fresh air. But the real change up is when I did movement snacks, taking stairs instead of elevators, parking further away, which is easy in Texas because people like to bust up your car with their door, doing squats while my coffee is brewed, dancing while cooking dinner. These little bursts of energy really added up to way more calories burned than I thought by the end of my day, and I was tracking it with my watch. But it didn't feel like exercise or death movement like I talked about. It felt like living. By the end of 6 months, I was stronger than I'd been in my 30s, and my body was burning fat 24/7 because of all that beautiful muscle I've been building. Step number 7 sometimes breaks a lot of hearts, but it makes the transformation, and that's learning how to break up with liquid calories. Baby, they give you nothing. Did you know that 1 glass of orange juice sometimes has the same amount of sugar as a cup of soda? But here's the kicker. Your brain doesn't register those calories the same way that it registers real food. So I could drink 300 calories worth of juice or even 2 glasses of wine, and 30 minutes later, you still gonna be hungry. But if I ate 300 calories worth of actual food, protein, fiber, nutrients, I'd be satisfied for hours. So I made some swaps that literally saved me 500 to 800 calories a day without me feeling deprived. So for me, I'm mainly a wine girly, so I allow myself wine only when I'm going out with friends or special occasions. Instead of having juice, which I'm not huge on but want it sometimes, I take a can of that Sprite Zero or Sprite Zero Cherry Limeade and I mix it with a few water drops. Good to go. And those fancy coffee drinks, I still give myself a little leeway here, but almond creamer, a little bit of sugar-free syrup, and if I'm feeling jazzy, adding a little bit of protein powder to make it a protein coffee. What I found after I did this for a while is I wasn't having crazy blood sugar crashes. My energy was consistent all day long instead of those crazy roller coasters. And when you stop relying on drinks for energy and mood boosts, you start developing a healthier relationship with food overall. You're not constantly seeking the next sugar hit. This step alone probably saved me 400 to 600 calories per day, which over a week for some people can be an entire day's worth of food. No wonder the weight comes off for a lot of people when they stop with the liquid calories. So what happened when I put all 7 steps together? In 6 months, lost 40 pounds. But more importantly, I gained my life back. Energy to play with my child and my family, and I also knew that I was creating a more sustainable, healthy habit that I could last with for the rest of my life. It was sustainable. This didn't happen overnight, and it wasn't always easy though. There were days I wanted to quit, days I messed up, and days where I questioned everything. But the difference was that I had these systems to step back into quickly so that I didn't throw myself all the way off track. This whole thing is about being persistent and not perfect. The great thing is that all these habits have improved my life overall. My marriage, career, parenting, and even my friendships. When you feel good in your body, everything else feels better too. So there's those 7 habits, y'all. Let me know which one resonated with you the most, and make sure that you like, comment, and share this video with someone who can use it, and subscribe. Also, make sure that you check out your local pharmacy for Azo. More specifically, the Complete Feminine Health Daily Probiotic. Baby, that has helped me with my overall health journey, and we know that that's important in this thing. And more specifically because it restores natural balance, maintains the healthy pH, clinically proven IntelliFlora blend, and works in 7 days. Baby, you can't ask for nothing better. All right, y'all, thank you for tuning in. I can't wait to read your comments and to hear from you about your journey. Dr. Nina signing out. Peace.